Walk of Faith for Youth. Anthony Hadid, your Life Purpose Limited CEO, is here to tell us all about this Walk of Faith for Youth 5K and 10K run and walk. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Vanna. How are you?
I'm well. We're very excited. I know a whole lot of our members here at CTV will be taking part in this event.
Glad to
It's
hear.
called your Life Purpose. Your Life Purpose Limited is hosting this walk. What is the purpose of it?
The purpose, Vanna, is to raise money for youth. Last year we had the inaugural Walk of Faith for Youth, and that was a crazy distance that I did, which was 35 miles. This is distance from San Fernando to Port of Spain. I just wanted to make a point back then that youth are in crisis from the south of the island to the north, and specifically what we use the funds for are for career guidance, emotional support, and for spiritual guidance. And we use psychometric assessments. We have one specifically for Form 3 students to help them to select their subjects for Form 4, and we also have another one for Form 5, Form 6, and university students. So we subsidize it heavily, and so that way the students can get to this assessment, shows them what careers suit their personality, and what subjects they need to take. So it was a great success last year, and this year we decided to tone down the distance so we can get more people to participate, the general public. So this is what it's about.
So the career guidance and the psychometric testing, do you already have an idea of which schools you plan to target?
Well, last year we ended up targeting about 12 to 15 schools, and there were some of the tier 1 schools, I would call them, so St. Mary's and St. Joseph's and so on. But we had students last year from I think from St. George's College, from Northgate, from some of the schools in Central and East. And we only sort of targeted them in around March. This year we're going in October, so we plan to target a much wider range of schools. And again, the purpose of what we do is not to in any way replace what the ministry does, because the ministry has good career guidance officers. We try to supplement what they do. So if for example, they can't seem to select their subjects even after help from the ministry, we then say we have a private program, and we can help you. So we open it up to the public. We send out the ad on social media. So it's really open to any student from any school. So some schools will send like 20 students. Other schools will send 5 students. It really depends on what the need is for the school.
So they approach you and then you screen the child? How does it take place?
No, it's simply, when we put out the ad, it's essentially we will do as many students as we have the funds for.
Yeah.
So it's a first come, first serve basis. As long as they say they need guidance, we give them the assessment. And what we just simply ask the students to do is just put in $100. It costs $600 for the assessment plus coaching. So we put in the other $500 so the funds we're raising from this walk will go to subsidizing. We find if we give it to them for zero cost, they sometimes don't appreciate the value of it. So we just put $100 in, we put the other $500 from our youth fund, and then that pays for the assessment and for the group coaching that we do at our office. So we bring them to our office on Anna Street, and we do the sessions about maybe 10 to 15 students per session. We schedule the sessions, they come after school. Sometimes they come on a Saturday, and that way they come, their assessments are printed, and they get to take those assessments home or back to their schools that they can discuss with the guidance officers from the ministry. And so that's how the funds are used. It's really first come, first serve. Now, some schools like St. Mary's, which is my alma mater, they will actually get 60 or 70 of their Form 3s, and we will go into the school and do the coaching there.
Okay.
Other schools will send 10 students, 15 students. Really depends on the need.
How successful has this initiative been, the psychometric and career guidance initiative that you've created?
It's been very good. I mean, we spent money, our own company's money to develop these assessments with our partner PsychTest in Montreal about 4 or 5 years ago. But it's been received very well. I'm still waiting for the Ministry of Education one day to adopt this assessment in all the schools in Trinidad and Tobago, if you're listening. But however, in the meantime, I really believe that the students who come to us, we ask for their feedback. And we say, okay, you know what? You got your guidance in the schools, great. How did you find this assessment, as opposed to if you were confused, are you less confused now? And most of the time they say it clears the fog. Because a lot of times they're choosing subjects based on what their friends are choosing or what their parents tell them to choose, because their parents say you have to do medicine or engineering or law. But when they do the assessment and they realize that the careers that are coming out for them are maybe different to what they're being told at home, and then they're able to choose the subjects based on the careers that suit their personality. So it's a much more scientific approach, and also to, how Trinidad and Tobago, we need to diversify our economy from oil and gas.
Yes.
And this is one of the great things of the assessment, because it shows careers that you may never have thought about. Alternate energy engineer. It may show industrial organizational psychologist. It may show genetic engineering, biomechanical engineering. So it shows these careers that all of a sudden youth go, wait a minute, I've never heard of this career. I said, okay, it exists, and Trinidad and Tobago needs it. So I think one of the great values of this assessment is it will help to diversify our economy, and this is what we need because oil and gas prices keep fluctuating. Plus, we will not have oil and gas forever. So it's time to think forward and think of careers that we need to look at to become more, I think, in line with other countries in the world.
Does it also take into consideration careers that are in demand?
Absolutely. So the career assessment, when it prints the report for the student, it will show the career, it shows a description, what the task is, it shows the subjects you need. So they can look at the career and see if they like it. Then it shows the projection for the next 10 years as to whether this career is in demand or not. It even shows the salaries. Now, that particular piece of data in the report is in US data. The reason is Trinidad doesn't yet have that data published. The ministry put out a handbook in 2013 called the National Occupational Classification of Trinidad and Tobago. All it has is the other careers that we have. Now, we're trying to work with a consultant to get salaries and projections, and if we get that Trinidad data, we'll go back to CITES in Montreal and plug in the Trinidad data. So right now, the US is the only country that publishes that data. Canada doesn't do it, Europe doesn't do it. So we at least say to the students, listen, this little piece of the report is in US data. It's an indication. So a high-paying job in the US is a high-paying job here, not the same high pay. And a high-demand career there is usually a high-demand career here, but we lag by about a few years, right? So the data is still somewhat useful in terms of salary and in terms of projection.
How long does that assessment take, please? Like
half an hour, 45 minutes, about 250 questions with multiple choice. They do it online from any computer. I've even had some students do it from their cell phone. So they do it, and once they finish the assessment, we automatically generate the PDF report. So they get a nice printed color version of it, and we also email it to them. So they can then take this report and research. We give them a website to check out more about the careers. So it's very, very comprehensive.
And the career guidance aspect of it, is that ongoing? How does that work?
So, right, so what we find a lot is when the students come to our office or we go to their schools and we give them the group session, I go through a sample report and they have their own report. So we go through, they narrow down the careers. By the time we finish, we also give them a little worksheet. So let's say the report recommends 10 to 20 careers. By the time they rate them, they say, okay, now I have 5 careers I'm really interested in. They put that in the worksheet, and from that, they see which subjects are very common to those careers. So biology is showing up a lot, chemistry, IT, that's what they choose for Form 4. Now, if that's it for them and they're happy, great. If they want additional coaching, the parents will sometimes bring them to us for another session or two privately.
Wonderful. So let's get into this event,
walk.
the 5K and 10K run and walk. What's the route?
So the route is starting from Whitehall. So for the 10K, we'll start from Whitehall. It sort of circles around Long Circular Road. It goes all the way sort of the back of Nelson Mandela, coming along St. Clair Avenue, by Elizabeth Street, doubles back to the Savannah, and then one loop. That's a 10K. The 5K is short. It starts again at Whitehall, just loops around a little bit, I think, by around Hayes Street and comes back to the Savannah. You always finish with one loop of the Savannah.
Okay.
So yeah.
When is it exactly?
August the 26th, Sunday, August 26th. Warm-up is 5:30 a.m. The actual run and walk start at 6 a.m. and it's Evolution Timing is helping us to do the whole thing. So you'll have your bibs and actually there's a little chip in it. So you'll actually get an exact time from the time you leave to the time you come back, and they publish your results right away on. You get an email saying, Vana, you finished in 1 hour, or whatever. Hopefully be joining us, I hope.
I really hope as well.
So.
Yes. Prizes.
Lots of prizes. Let me check this little fly here that we have. So prizes are, you'll be getting like they're hampers. Yeah. They are give-outs by Hadco. We have great sponsors like Hadco. We have, let's see something, Pepe's Natural Pride. We have Francis Fashion Shoe Locker. We have, let's see, B-Mobile sponsoring us, Green Tea, and KISS. So we're going to have lots of prizes for everyone. Now, and there's one special prize, and that's in the 10K power walking category. And that prize is if you beat me, the CEO, in terms of time, you'll get a prize that's worth $4,000 of psychometric assessments and coaching, career and life, your choice, whether it's for you or for your child or for your nephew or niece. So that is going to be tough because I walk quite fast, but apparently there's a gentleman who's 2 years younger than me. He goes up and down Chancellor in 20 minutes. So I'm not sure if I could beat him, but that's one of the big prizes in the 10K power walking category.
All right. And registration information?
Registration, if you go to evolutiontiming.net, you will find it there. You can also go to walk4youth.com and you can register right there. So walk4youth.com or evolutiontiming.net, and you'll see the Walk of Faith for Youth. You register, it's $120 for the registration, and it's all done online. So that's the registration, and it's really it'll be a fun day, I think.
And there are different age groups, age categories.
Different age categories as well, and but it doesn't matter. I want some young people to enter in my category because I think I'll beat the young people as well. So different categories. You'll also, for the first 100 registrants, you'll get a branded T-shirt, but all participants will receive a race bib. You'll also receive medals for all finishers, right? So everyone gets a medal, and you get a little package of goodies to take home. All healthy stuff.
Why the name Walk of Faith for Youth?
You know, great question, Vaughn. I'm happy you asked that. Last year, in order to walk from San Fernando to Port of Spain, or the equivalent distance, I had to have faith because I'm not a spring chicken. And so 35 miles or 57 kilometers is a long walk. So not only did I train for it, but I had to have faith that I could actually do it. And I'll tell you who my inspiration was. A Canadian called Terry Fox. You ever heard of Terry Fox?
No, I haven't.
Wow, you should look him up. You should do a Google and get your Kleenex ready because Terry Fox was a Canadian who died at 22. He had bone cancer and his leg was amputated all the way up to his hip. And in order to raise money for cancer, he decided to run across Canada on a prosthetic leg. And you know how he did it? By running a marathon every day. And he did it for 3.5 months, and then the cancer came back and he couldn't finish. He did 3,339 miles in 149 days, only taking 4 days off. And they had discovered that the cancer had already spread to his lungs while he was running a marathon a day. And they took him back for treatment, and he didn't survive the treatment. So I figure if a guy could run on one leg for 3,330 a marathon a day, what's me walking from San Fernando to Port of Spain? So the Walk of Faith for Youth has two elements to it. One is that we have to have faith that through our efforts and prayer we can achieve a lot. But I also want the youth to know that we have faith in them. You know, a lot of people come down hard on youth, and they say, oh, our youth, you know, they're delinquent. But I believe that if you put your faith in youth and tell them, we believe in you, we believe that you can do more than what you're doing, they respond to that. So it's faith in ourselves as adults, but it's also faith in our youth, because Trinidad and Tobago, the youth are our future. So if we don't believe in them, they already sometimes don't believe in themselves. So I think we need to really stop and say our youth are really good. They just need to be coached and encouraged. And I find when they get these assessments and they see their name on a report, they just, oh man, I can be, even if I can be a plumber, that's fine, because you know, plumbers make probably more money than me, right? So whether it be a plumber, electrician, whatever, their assessment is really good for stuff like that. So we have faith in youth. We also have faith in ourselves that we can help the youth.
Wonderful. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, Mr.
You too, Vaughn. We'll see you on the walk, right?
Yes, definitely, with my friends.
Absolutely.
From CTV, we will be there.
Absolutely.
Make sure and register. It's just $120.
That's right. Thank you.
Well, here's your local weather forecast with Ian Wallace.